What's going on, guys? Detached here and welcome back. IGN released a bunch of new information pertaining to the Crucible. It includes things such as the new map called Endless Veil, a bunch of control mode game changes that we'll actually get to see in the beta, and a new Gaunt Crucible mantle. Plus, we're going to be able to see the Sentinel subclass and the revamped Voidwalker subclass shown off in gameplay. So let's jump in and see what we've got. First off, let's talk about the new supers, starting off with the Sentinel. The Sentinel Titans are very similar to the old Defender Titans, and it looks like we'll be getting some of the old grenades back. And the Force Barrier melee, which gives you an overshield when you get a melee kill. Some of the biggest differences are the new class ability to summon a massive force shield, and then we also have the new super, which grants us the Sentinel shield, aka Captain America shield, and I can't wait to see it. Now note that there are subclass perks that allow you to use your super in the Sentinel subclass as a Ward of Dawn. However, unlike previously, the Ward of Dawn can be taken down by regular gunfire. So you are going to have to be more conservative and play more carefully with it, as it won't drop for just a super now. On top of all of this, the actual Sentinel shield has a bunch of different attacks to it, as it has a couple of melee attacks and can even be thrown from range, and has the ability to ricochet off walls and has some small tracking abilities. Next up, let's talk about the Voidwalker. One of the biggest things for this subclass is that we now have Blink confirmed for Destiny 2, and the nerf from Destiny 1 where our HUDs were removed made it back as well. Aside from this, the Voidwalker seems to be about the same. We've got scatter grenades and energy drain melees that made it into Destiny 2, though the scatter grenades seem to have a very massive visual improvement. But the really big difference here is the bread and butter of the subclass, the Nova Bomb itself. And it's now a lot slower, but also tracks enemy targets. But this could also just be as simple as a setting in the subclass perk, such as Angry Magic. Maybe it's returning, we don't know. And not to mention, the Nova Bomb is absolutely freaking huge now. Upon detonation, the Nova Bomb explodes and releases smaller tracking projectiles that seem to deal non-lethal damage to its opponents. But maybe this is some type of crowd control feature or some type of suppression. I'm very excited to see how this turns out, as Nova Bombs in Destiny 1 were extremely lethal with their massive AoE damage and could travel at extreme high speeds. Now that we have speed nerfed and the AoE effect buffed, we now have an absolute base fundamental change to the Voidwalker. And now seems more than ever this class is focused to zone out enemies. So I'm very curious to see if this has any competitive play, but this seems to be a very strange dynamic on this subclass now. We now have a very fast-moving Guardian and a very fast-paced subclass with a slow-moving super that is one of the only non-roaming supers in the game. So this should be very interesting to say the least, but I am curious to find out how the Voidwalker plays, and will it be a competitive use, or will this mainly be a PvE set for the subclass? Next up, let's talk about the changes to the control game mode, which are pretty extensive. Starting off, much like every other Crucible game mode, control is now a 4v4 game type. Both A and C points will start pre-captured for each of the respective teams. B flag will be neutral at the start, so a showdown for B is definitely going to happen. The point system has been simplified for a good reason, and each kill, assuming you have one zone in your control, will be worth 1 point only. This is without the advantage point modifiers that you get for capturing one zone. This means there are no extra points for assists, headshots, or super kills anymore. Basically, a kill equals a designated amount of points. Control points are just a capture point. They don't need to be neutralized first, so nice and simple and much faster. The zones do not capture faster with more people standing on it, so this makes it easier for a divide and conquer game plan amongst the team. The flags also phase out and become more transparent as you get closer to the zones, which will help with not taking up so much screen space. When all three zones are captured and controlled, you will enter what is known as the power play mode. Your kills here are worth 3 points with a zone advantage, meaning you have 2 zones and the enemy team have 1. Your kills are now worth 2 points. We are also looking at a shorter match time overall with fewer players and a simplified scoring system. The old control match would average around 12 minutes. The new style with the 4v4 will average around 8 minutes. For the beta, you will be able to play control, but the mercy rule has been enabled so that Bungie can do some testing and see what the competitive matchmaking for the Crucible within the real game is going to look like. Power ammo has also been strategically placed very close to each of the team's spawns, one being near A spawn and one near C. This is encouraging teams to push into B with heavy ammo and get things rolling. It's going to make it a pretty big challenge with both teams having heavy ammo off very quickly, but it also forces people to fight for that B. Some very interesting new changes for sure, and some extremely cool new gameplay that came from IGN, and I'm very excited to see all of this in big time action. I can't wait to get in there. Seeing the Void classes in action so far through what IGN has provided us has me extremely excited, and I can't wait to try them out. I can't wait to get my hands on both the Voidwalker and that Titan to use the Captain America shield. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. You guys are great as always, and if you enjoyed this video, a like is greatly appreciated. If you are new around here or just don't want to miss any Destiny content, you can hit that subscribe button and the bell next to the subscribe to be notified via email with any new content from my channel. Either way, you guys simply being here and watching is absolutely quite enough for me. You guys have a fantastic afternoon, you stay awesome, and I will see you next time.